Alright guys, today I got a special one for ya. Into the Breach. This game was recommended to me by a friend of mine, and well, I want to share with you as well. If at any point during the video, if you decide you don't want to be spoiled by what's going on and you decide to go and get the game for yourself to give it a try, if you wouldn't mind, please put a comment down below. It helps me out. So, without ado, let's get right into it. We'll just start a new one. Yeah, that's fine. So, I'm not going to dive too much into the story here, but I will dive into how these characters work and how you play the game, or at least how I play the game. So, you have a bunch of different squads you can unlock. A couple pages worth, and they all have their own different thing. I don't know what all of them are. This is how far I am in on it. And you get coins from achievements, which you can see right here. So if you do this ramming speed, you'll get a coin for it. And you can unlock more robots. And then you can find people to take with you, and they all have their own special bonus. So if you have this guy and you give him his power, it'll allow him to deploy anywhere on the map, damaging adjacent enemies. I prefer this guy because I like to move after shooting, but that would all make sense here soon. So let's go right into it. And you know what? We'll start off with hard. I haven't played hard yet, so let's see how this goes. So you have all these different islands. I'm just going to start on the first one, and right here you can see all your characters. So where I was saying with the fire and forget, where you can move again after shooting. You can also have two different type of, let's call it equipment. I don't remember what the name for it exactly is, but you can have more things to do other than just one item per guy. So you can see each one of these. That one shoots distant targets and pushes them. And this dude can send artillery to push characters away from a certain spot or damage the one that it is hitting. So let's just get right into it. I'll kind of go through this slowly if you want to read through it yourself, or you can pause. So you got your corporate HQ. If it's green, there's no VEC detected. And now you got these little points here. So you got stars and little lightning bolts. Stars are the reputation. At the end of each island, you can spend however much reputation that you get during the whole island on getting either these reactor cores or other equipment or people. There's like this shop at the end, and we'll hopefully see that. The lightning bolts are your power grid. You'll see the buildings that I'm talking about, but certain buildings have one or two power grid, and if they get destroyed or damaged, you lose power. If your power reaches 0, you lose. If you fill out this bar, you'll actually increase your percent chance for grid defense, which means if a building gets hit, it's less likely to take any damage. So and you'll see that they're the objectives right here. So if you get one where you feel like I may not be able to complete that objective, it may be better to pick a different one. So take less than 3 grid damage and protect the emergency batteries. Let's go and do this one. When we get air support too, you'll see what that means. So you'll raise out of the ground right here, and they'll move right after put it down. This dude, if you see this, it basically puts a buff on other characters. So you'll see this heart. It means it gives them additional health. So I'm going to put this guy right here and that guy right there and confirm. If a pod comes in, you want to try to get that before they accidentally destroy it. And that's the incoming air. Great. Okay, so Alright, so one of the things, actually, wait, undo move. I want to go and pick up this, because I can. And essentially, these lines tell me where it's going to hit. And it is going to do that 1 damage to my energy grid, which you can see up here whenever you hover over it at a quick glance, how much damage it's going to do. And that one's going to do 1 as well. So first things first, I am going to go ahead and shoot this guy out of the way. Shoot. I'm going to try to destroy this dude, which does take their health back down. Their perk. Actually, hold on, let's undo that move. Where all can I go? So I preferably would like to shoot right here, but if I go right here... this is quite a predicament. Alright, so here's another thing, right? Because I really don't want to lose that power grid because it's a pain in the butt to get back. So here's what I'm gonna do. It may seem counterintuitive, but I'm actually gonna push this guy, and he's gonna end up hitting my tank. It is what it is, but it is only 1 damage, and I will survive it. So it's in the turn. And see how this plays out. Okay. Okay. I'm alright with that. So, up here you'll see essentially the attack order if you hover over this. So, one of the other things I love about this game, which I should have mentioned at the beginning, is that it runs so well on the Steam Deck. If I'm ever bored, I pull out my Steam Deck and I play this. Or I play my phone and play solitaire. So, either way, in the upper right-hand corner, you see if there is fire damage, that will occur first. And then the next one, number 1, is environmental damage, which is that air support. So you notice that that 1 comes before the 2 and the 3, right? As well as the 5, right? Math. It'll instant kill anything that's in there. You can tell by this little skull, it will die. So, and then after that, enemies emerge. So here is what I'm gonna do. Here's the game plan. Boom. We're gonna push this dude onto there. We're gonna actually move this dude right here, and we're gonna repair so we don't take additional damage, which you can repair, right? And I'm actually gonna move this guy right here, and I'm gonna push him into that thing right there. So now I'm gonna have all 3 of these people die. And then the only damage is gonna be this tank taking that, and we're stopping a person from coming out, which you can see by the little hand, because it did originally have that arrow point in there. If something is on top of those holes, it'll actually block a thing from coming out. So, in turn, you'll see the airstrike come in, bam, don't gotta worry about those guys anymore. We take 1 damage in our little tank, and now we just got 2 dudes to deal with. Well, I don't want to stay right here. That is for certain. What I can do is we're going to push these dudes out. That's not going to hit anything, but now that's going to hit here. I'm going to actually push him so it only hits there. And then I'm actually going to put this dude right here so we stop another one. And I'm going to hit this mountain because fuck those mountains. I hope this game is making sense. This is just how I understand it. But essentially, victory in 2 turns Now victory in 1 turn, so nothing's gonna spawn at the end of this. This is it, this is the end. So, now you know how you push enemies, right? If I was to go up to this guy and basically punch him, it would push him into this emergency batteries, which if you look in the lower right hand corner, if you weren't already, that's where all the information is at. So I do not want to punch him into the batteries because it'll actually cause damage to those batteries. So I'm just gonna fuck it. Punch him. Yeah, I didn't really think that through, right? I should have shot first and then punched because now I'm right here. It's kind of fucked, but realistically, I'll just do that. It'll be fine. I would like to kill all of them if possible, just because you get experience and that unlocks more of what your character can do. But letting one through won't be the end of the world. Okay. And so if you act like you're going to perform the action, you can see what'll happen. So you'll see that if I hit this dude, the bug, it'll hit the mech, will get pushed, and whenever the mech gets pushed into this, they'll both take 1 damage. And the same goes for buildings and for mountains, but I don't need to do that, so we'll just end the turn. And that is how you play. Or that is at least how I play. And if you get a pod, which is a random event, you'll get this option to open the door. And sometimes, usually you'll find a reactor core in there. So if you have a mech die, you don't really lose the mech, but you lose the pilot, which the pilots have skills, which is why you want to have a pilot in there. Or if you lose your pilot because the mech dies with them in there, then you won't have a pilot for it and it gets driven by AI, essentially. You can control it still, but you don't get any perks from having a person in there. So, fire and forget. What else does this dude do? He does some other stuff. But once they level up all the way, you'll get additional skills, but you don't get that if there's not a pilot in here. Mechs can pilot themselves, but it's better to have a specialized pilot. Now, you can find additional pilots because you'll see that this dude says skills none. It's because we don't have... They're the basic pilots, more or less. And once you get more specialized pilots, which you can only take 1 with you, but you can find some along the way, you can replace them in here and they'll have certain capabilities. So I'm actually going to go ahead and install that 1 reactor core that we got from that time pod, and I'm going to put it on fire and forget. And if you want to test your mech, this actually isn't a bad thing, trying to test the mech button. I've only used it once, but it was alright. So defend the train is a tough one, because this train is the most delicate thing I've ever seen, but we'll go through it just to show you what it's like. So again, we got this nuisance right here. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so this one's not as horrible as it usually is. Usually they all gang up on the train and I can't do jack. Oh, fuck. Undo. I'm actually gonna just push it onto there. because it'll, one, stop a dude from coming in. I will also go down here and punch this dude onto there. And that should stop that new guy from coming in, and this dude isn't going to hurt anything. So, I will have an action of it. Oh, right, because I can move again. I'm going to stay right here. That's it. So, because I enabled that one skill, I can move again after punching. And that's where it could come in handy for certain things. So I get hit, that dude shoots, this guy doesn't do anything. So now the train moves up, and that blocked both the enemies. Okay, so one thing that we could do, because if we look at this, that dude is attacking before the train moves. So one thing I can do is, one, I'm going to actually go over here. I'm going to punch. I'll just hang out right here, that's fine. And then I'm actually going to push this dude into the mountain, which will cause additional damage and kill him. For now, I'm just going to leave him right here. And I'll maybe catch those bushes on fire. And that's really all I can do. Great. Okay. Well, so I gotta think of how I want to go about doing this, right? So if I, for example, use this dude to try to push them all out, this guy would still be hitting this building if he's right here, but this guy won't be attacking anything anymore, so that may be a good thing. So what I could do... I can't reach him from right there either. Wish I could. Realistically, my main goal is to defend the train. And also fire damage does occur first. So realistically, if I hit him while he's in that, it'll burn. Okay. Attack him. Gotta think about that later on. Shoot this dude who'll go into fire, is on fire, and will hurt him. So he won't have a chance to actually shoot it. And then from here, unfortunately, the only thing I can do to keep from getting damage is to push that dude out of the way. And in turn, and that's it. That's the name of the game. It's not really the name of the game. I'm not going into any breaches yet. But essentially, yeah, that's what I like about the game. I'll play the rest of this island. I don't want to spoil too much for you guys. Not that there's a whole lot to spoil, but if you want to learn how to play the game for yourself and figure out how all this stuff works and unlock everything, I want to give you the opportunity to be able to enjoy that. So let me finish this island out, and I'll do the last battle of this island, and we'll call it for this video unless y'all want me to keep going. This one's gonna suck. Okay, maybe not. Alright. Let's just kind of push that dude. And that's really all I can do. Actually, I guess I could punch nothing and then stop one of these because I can punch again afterwards, you know, or move after I do whatever action I'm doing. Okay. Wish there was a way. How do we want to go about doing this? Realistically, don't want this guy to be on fire. Could. I'd have to have him be on fire either way. Can do. No! Ah, fuck! I pushed the wrong button. You can see how quickly everything turns south if you don't figure out how to, yeah. Okay. Well. Just stay right here. If you land on this, it'll kill you. Yeah, there's sometimes I just restart if shit like that happens. Unfortunately, it is what it is in this situation. One thing I can do is just try to attack it, I guess. Alright. Well, this is rather unfortunate. And something that could have been completely avoidable, so we're just gonna do that so we push him out of there. And we're going to punch this dude because we can kill him, and we're gonna push this dude because it'll kill him. And I didn't even notice this guy. Fuck. Alright. So, if you wanted to, you can actually reset your turn. You can only do it once per battle, however. So, is there any other way that we could have done this? Okay. Fortunately. Alright, so let's say we shoot this guy first, right? Now I got enough range for this dude to come over here and push this guy. But, oh no. Well, either way, we would have taken one at least. So, yeah, and there's no way to intercept that, so we'll just end the turn. So obviously this one did not go very optimally, and now you see that how much power I have in the upper center part. But you lose if it reaches 0. So most likely what will happen is I will end this game after it reaches 0. We're all in this video. Let's just do this guy. Another thing you can do as well is for the ones that don't fly, you can actually push them into water, and that does like the exact same thing. Perfect. And also sometimes there will be guys on the map that you can move for yourself as well. So I don't know what that does. Okay. So I'm gonna push him into the water. I'll kill him. He's gonna die at the beginning of the next turn. And push him. And artillery him. And end turn. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Use that to heal myself. No, I'll just go ahead and end the turn. There's no reason not to. Okay. Sure wish she could operate in the water. That'd be cool, but no. Right here. Push him out one. So at least he can't do anything. There you go. That's how it's done. Yeah, you know what? I'll heal you. Just so you're healed. And then, once you hit 3 islands left, the corporate HQ will always be attacked, and you usually have one boss. You have a destroy the boss objective and protect the HQ objective. So we'll go in there, you kind of see what this dude looks like. And he usually does a modified version of whatever the base character does. So like this one usually shoots, right? Like this guy. But this one may do, I think this one shoots both directions, and I think it usually changes the orientation every other round. But we'll see. Yeah, he shoots both directions. That's unfortunate. So we'll see what order they attack in. Obviously, the boss attacks first, then the over trebuchet guy, whatever you want to call him, and then the one that just straight up shoots. So what we could do, that'd be, yeah, and it does 4 damage whenever it hits. So you really do not want it to hit anything. Okay. Turn. Okay. Well, this one's moderately easy on what we need to do. So we need to move right here. Punch that dude, kill him. Pretty bad. So he's shooting right there. They're shooting right there. I do this. Blocks a spot, and that I've used up all my turns, I think in the most effective way. And then he'll also block it and die. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. All this guy has to do is just move. So I'm just gonna punch this guy out. Do this. I'll go and shoot him. I'm actually gonna go and push him away from there. And I think that's it for what I realistically can do. I may move to right here just so I can cover these guys. Because sometimes it's not about just killing them. Sometimes you just need to save the buildings, right? Make it to the end of the round. Damn. So all I really gotta do is just move, I guess. That way, realistically, they're not doing any damage, and my guys aren't gonna die. Because it's the last turn, and then after this, the island's over. And that's how you maximize your points, and you want to maximize your points? Oh, cool. So you'll see that we get +3 grid defense, which is up here. If you notice, it was 15% earlier. And this basically increases the chance of resist building damage in combat. Yeah. This obviously allows 1 additional distance for moving. And yeah, you can read all that. They don't usually say a whole lot, but right here, whenever you complete an island, you can pick which one you want. This you can send somewhere and block, I guess. Shield is what I meant. Oh. Where you can get power. I'm actually gonna get a person because I haven't unlocked her yet, so yeah. We'll go and spin reputation first. Grav wall. Interesting. So you'll notice it says science class weapon in all red, which will look probably different from this one. Science class weapon all red, no matching mech class, 1 power penalty applies. So if you have access to purchase a weapon and your guys do not match the class of weapon, it just requires 1 additional reactor power to be able to activate that weapon. If that makes sense. So, using a mech's repair action will affect all mechs. Yeah, I'll buy that. Boop. And boop, boop. Continue. And we can go in here. And let's say 3 grid defense is fine, but realistically it's not going to do a lot. Starting shield. Which one's the one with only 2 health? So you can actually see up here how much health it has. 3, 3. Throw that in there. 3 plus health. But yeah, that's the game. That's the reputation store. You only get as much as you can find on the islands. And I'm sure you noticed you can only move to the areas that have a connecting wall. And yeah, you got your people saved. But I'm going to go and leave it at this. This was Into the Breach. I enjoy this game a whole lot. I would recommend trying it out for yourself. It's a great strategy game. And it really makes your brain think in different ways than you usually do for these kind of turn-based strategy games, kind of like XCOM and stuff. It's more about overall good as opposed to just attacking and killing. You gotta not only think of offense, but defense at the same time. And it's a great mind teaser and a great way to spend some time if you're waiting for something to happen, which is why I recommend it for the Steam Deck. It runs perfectly on there. But otherwise, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking. If you enjoyed watching me, please consider subscribing. Consider joining our Discord if you want some more behind-the-scenes content. And put a comment down below if there's a certain game that you want me to try or check out. Appreciate you for watching. I hope you have a great day.